All right, and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. There's no one doing PA, unless you want to volunteer. All right. Hold up. Well, I can make this game easier on you. Hold on, folks. I'll get back to my introduction in just a second. I can make this easy. I have both rosters on one piece of paper and an extra copy. There you go. We don't worry about the national anthem. Huh? All right, so good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network and our continuing coverage of Pop Warner football. We have, so far, two Brevard County teams advance to the ECC championships. Astronaut, what a game they battled in, and look, they battled. But at the end of the day, it's the result that matters. And we are here, 11U. Please tell me I put the right. Yes, I did. Haha, right tag. Let's go. All right. 11U action set to begin right here on the Brevard Sports Network. Here we go. Satellite Beach and Suntree Vieira. Satellite Beach gets the ball to start. And we got players jumping off sides and doing all sorts of shenanigans. So it'll be a false start, or offsides on Vieira. And here we go. And look at that offensive line for the Satellite Beach Scorpions. Push through. First quarter here, 11U, 9:28 left to go here in the first quarter. Opening drive of the game. Three backs in the backfield. Handoff. That's going to be number 23 on the carry. Alexander Laura. Laura takes it for a gain of a yard or so. It's going to be 2nd and 9 for Landry Hart, the quarterback for Satellite Beach. Of course, little brother to Cocoa High School quarterback Brady Hart. Three backs again in the backfield. Hart gets set. And there's a toss back there to number 20. Number 20 gets to the outside, and he is brought down after getting a gain of a couple yards. That's going to be Strider Kozak. And Kozak picks up a gain of about 3 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Short 5, long 6. And we have Arlene Flores into the broadcast, of course. The Flores family from Guam tuning in. And what a great family they are. Hart under center. Hart with the toss, and that's a fumble, and Suntree Vieira has jumped on top of it. Number 77, Preston Newman jumped on top of it. And the defense gets on top of the football. .7:43 left to go here in the first, and the first turnover has happened. And now we'll see this 11U Hawk offense trot onto the field. It's number 11, Ryan Ramos, in at quarterback. Ramos hands off to the back, and he cuts up, and he'll pick up a couple yards on the play. There's the flag on the play. Of course. And it will be offsides on Satellite Beach. Maybe look at, of course, the back is number 2, Lincoln Keith. Keith in the backfield with Ramos. Ramos calls for the snap, hands it off to Keith. Keith looks to try to get through that C gap, and unfortunately, that hole wasn't very much open, and if it was, that sliver was caught up quick. 7:20 left to go here in the first quarter. 11U is going to bring up 2nd down and 5. Ramos hands off to Keith, who hands off to Teeter, trying to get to the outside and not able to go anywhere. I do not have a number 20 for some reason. Oh, what jersey is he wearing? Oh, he's wearing 20. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So, got it. I'm glad I had someone up here who knew that, because I would have been confused all game. All right. So Teeter is number 20 for the day. Ramos pumps, tries to dump it off to Lincoln Keith, and incomplete. That's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Arlene, we both know you may say good luck both teams, but we know where your heart's at. Your heart's with your boys' squad. You're a Flores. Come on now. Timeout called, and it's 4th and 9. And neither offense seems to get anything going at the moment. So here we go. Again, let's thank Space Coast Resurfacing. Information is on the screen. If you want to redo your bathroom or redo your kitchen without all the terrible deconstruction, well, give Space Coast Resurfacing a call at 321-652-1103. Again, that's 321-652-1103. 4th down here for the Hawks, and they're going to punt it away. Nice little line drive kick, and it didn't take the bounce that they wanted it to, but it'll be downed, and 1st and 10 from about.
SUV BB41RX needs to be moved by the concession stand. White Acura license plate BB41RX. We need you to move.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Hart and the offense. Last time Hart had possession of the ball, it was a turnover. Defense trying to get, and it's going to try to go right up the middle. And they gain a yard, making it 2nd and 9.
Tackle by number 12, Liam.
Of course. Aiden Flores. We got Hart under center. Trying to get him to jump. Hart with the toss. And that's a play made by number 90, I believe that was 99, Zachary Gay. And Kozak, the ball carrier, didn't get much on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for Satellite Beach. By the way, Satellites is first name, last name. Of course, you know ours is last name, first name.
So it's Kozak Schrader.
No. Yeah, you were right, but I'm saying when you're looking back and forth.
So
I'm from here, so we know those.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's the toss. And look at him go. Making people miss left and right. And folks, I'm not going to do anything about that tent.
Satellite, number 3, Cash Browning.
Cash Browning.
First timer. We got a first timer.
All right. 4:07 left to go here in the quarter as the water break has been taken. Cash Browning getting a semblance of a running game going for Satellite Beach. You're right. I like that. The other guy.
they were like, we don't have anybody. Can you do it? I was like,
So here we go. 4:07 left to go here in the first quarter. 11U action. Hart under center. 3 backs in the backfield. There's the toss to the outside. There's number 20. Number 20 slipping and sliding his way through. That's going to be Strider Kozak on the carry. Picks up a gain of a couple yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 6. Huh? I didn't see. Hands it right up the middle to the fullback, and the fullback has got room. Number 12 not letting go. Number 12, that's Liam Mick in on the tackle. And it's going to bring up 3rd and short here for Satellite Beach. 3rd and about 2. Hard under center. Hart with the toss. And Suntry Vieira's in the backfield. And what a play. First one back there was Liam Mick. shot back into the backfield and got a big and that's going to bring up 4th and 8 now after a big loss. And there's the toss outside, makes a man miss. And he might just have enough for it. He's going to see, where do they spot him? He may be just short. And it's turnover on downs, 1st down Vieira. Got a lot of people, let's go Scorps, let's go Nephew, good tackle. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering on, maybe even your favorite player if you feel like starting some fights in the comments. I'm kidding about starting fights in the comments, but please let us know the players you're rooting for and where you're watching us from. So here we are now. Suntree Vieira's back on offense. Ramos drops back to pass. Surveys, he's got a man wide open, and he overthrows his receiver. Intended receiver was number 14, Ashton Cross. Seeing a lot of Let's Go Scorps in the chat. Come on, Hawk fans, where are you in the chat? Ramos sends Teeter in motion. Fakes the handoff. Teeter gives it to Keith. Lincoln Keith will be slung down to the ground after picking up a gain of about 5 or 6 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4. All right, a little discussion there between Yanai Williams and Ramos. Sends Teeter in motion. Ramos looks, gives it off to Teeter. Teeter with a stiff arm and will be brought down, and he'll have enough for a Suntree Vieira Hawk 1st down. That's right. It's Malachi Teeter. I had to remember which Teeter. There's the handoff to Keith, and Keith running right behind his offensive line gets a gain of about 2. Looks like they're going to give him 3. And that will be the end of the 1st quarter as we head on down to the other side of the field. We are scoreless here after 1 with your, and we'd like to thank our sponsor again, Space Coast Resurfacing. Want to remodel your bathroom, want to remodel your kitchen, but you hate all the deconstruction that comes with that? Why not just resurface it? Give Space Coast Resurfacing a call at 321-652-1103 or find them online at www.spacecoastresurfacing.com. All right, as we move this over here, we put that graphic up because I got to change the scoreboard. Because we are in the second quarter. Yeah. 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 All right, here we go. Hawks back under center. Ramos hands off inside to Teeter. And Teeter picks up a nice little gain of yardage. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. I think they're going to mark him just short. 3rd and the length of the width of an index card. Ramos under center. Lincoln Keith in the backfield. 2 wing backs also back there. And they give Keith the handoff, but whistles will blow this play dead. That's going to be a false start on the offense. That'll back them up 5 yards.
False start on the Hawks, 5 yards.
I'd like to welcome Coach Kuntz, Bobby Prince, Chrissy Michelle, Frank Mazzella, Travis Reynolds, Billy Meyer, everyone into the Brevard Sports Network on what is the games you need to be watching. Bump college football, this is what you need to be watching right here. Teams advance to a championship. Teeter on the pass, gets a couple of yards, may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, possibly lost a yard right there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 5. But it's true. To be honest, I don't even know what the college football slate looks like today. I mean, this is where you need to be watching right here. Ramos in the gun. Ramos fires, and it's caught. To number 18 on the reception. That's Robert Guarentes. Or as they call him here at Suntry Vieira, RJ. And Guarentes picks up enough for a Suntry Vieira Hawk 1st down. And Satellite Beach kind of on their heels a little bit. Ramos in the gun. Keith, sidecar left. And that's going to be a false start. False start on the Hawks. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. We got the Space Coast Lightning Basketball Association tuning in, and they say, "Let's go, RJ." Pumps and fires, incomplete. Looked like a miscommunication. His intended receiver was Malachi Teeter. nothing, as you can see on the American Air and Plumbing scoreboard. 7:23 left to go here in the second quarter. Ramos comes out in the gun in a two by two set. Flex tight end. Ramos fires and threw it a bit too much in front of Teeter. That's going to be incomplete. And that's going to bring up, whoa. Sorry about that, folks. Lost control of my camera hand. Oh, you guys can keep it. I'm not using it. And that's going to bring up third down and about 14 on the play. Timeout, Suntree Vieira. With 7:18 left to go here in the first quarter. Again, I'd like to tell you more about our great sponsor. You can count on Space Coast Resurfacing to not only meet but excel at your needs and requests. Learn more about the services they offer by checking them out online at www.spacecoastresurfacing.com. Kitchen bath remodeling without the destruction? What? Why rip it out when you can just resurface it? Call, get your free estimate today. Also like to thank our other sponsor, American Air and Plumbing. American Air and Plumbing. Trust American Air and Plumbing for fast AC repairs or rugged AC systems, like their Florida edition, to withstand the brutal Florida climate, or the revolutionary Dakin AC with rebates up to $1,800 and warranties up to 12 years. AmericanAirandPlumbing.com is the website, serving Brevard since 1942. Well, if you're serving Brevard since World War II, you're doing something correctly. Empty set. Ramos sends a man in motion. Puts Keith back in motion. Slings it out to Keith. Lincoln Keith tries to make a man miss. And what a great tackle made by the defender over there. It's going to be number 14 on the tackle. It's going to be Elias Beres. And Aiden Flores, I think, was in on that tackle as well. So looks like a punting situation here. This is going to bring up fourth down and long for Suntree Vieira. There's a snap, and what a high punt! Doesn't really go very far. And that'll be probably a net 10-yard punt. Pat O'Brien says, good job, team mom, Jill. First and 10 for the Scorpions. Hart with three guys in the backfield. Under center. He's going to give it off to the second back through, and he'll be dropped for maybe a gain of one. Carry was number 20, Strider Kozak. Tackled by number 24, Tyson Berry.
They left their car at the
Oh, all right. And here we go. Hart under center. Hart's going to fake it, and no, wait a minute. That's not Hart. That's Kozak. Kozak lined up under center and takes a hit, but not before picking up a Satellite Beach first down.
First down, Satellite Beach. Number 20, Strider, Kozak.
Kozak faked the toss.
I have your Capital One Visa card that you left at the concession stand. Please come see the booth for your credit card. Gina Harding.
And here we go. Short gain.
Number 3, Matthew Beatty.
Matthew Beatty comes in with the tackle. There's number 3. I believe that's Browning. And Cash Browning gets a couple of yards. It's going to make it third down and about 8.
Number 3, Cash Browning, tackled by number 12, Liam Mick.
Mike Jones says, big stick Mick. Let's go Scorpions. Way to go, Aiden. Four minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Hart's going to hand off, and Hart play action. And Hart will get escorted out of bounds very roughly. And it's going to bring up fourth down. Fourth and about 5 for Satellite Beach. And timeout. Okay. Timeout, Satellite Beach. I'd like to welcome Coach Lovitcher Jones into the broadcast booth. Got Garrett Keith, Michael Peterson, Heather Shad.
Gina Harding, I still have your credit card that you left at the concession stand. Please come to the booth and get your credit card. Gina Harding.
So here we go. Fourth and 5. Toss to the outside. Cuts upfield. He's got room to run. Cash Browning into the end zone. Touchdown, Satellite Beach.
Touchdown, Satellite Beach, number 3, Cash Browning.
Cash Browning. Nope, no flag. Huh? Cash Browning. Cash Browning. Eddie Montanez said throwing up the hands. And here at 11U, it's where you start really seeing the kicking game start coming into play. Kick is up and good. I thought it was two. Two because kicking is, right, because kicking's harder. And Satellite Beach. It's 8-0. I did not see who the kicker was. I can tell you who the holder was. Number 20. Hold up. Folks, I know I put it up on the wrong side. I'll change it after the play. That'll be a nice little gain for Lincoln Keith. There we go. Now I got it fixed, I know. False start Vieira, and we'll back him on up 5 yards. It's going to make it 2nd and 12 for the Hawks. Ramos under center. Ramos gives off to Keith. And Keith will be brought down in the backfield by number 6, Jack McLaughlin. Ramos goes over and gets the play from his coach. In the gun with Keith. Drops back. Surveys, he's got a man wide open, and it's incomplete. They went behind that tent, and once things go behind the tent, I don't see them. Ramos to Teeter was the pass attempt. And Hawks to punt. Nearly had that one blocked. That ball takes a sideways bounce, now taking more of a Hawk bounce. That'll be down at about the 46, 47 yard line, or 48 yard line. Of course. But see, you may thank us for broadcasting it, but who you really should be thanking is Space Coast Resurfacing. They're the one who put up the money that allowed BSN to make the trip up. So thank you, Space Coast Resurfacing. Their website is up in our description. Go check them out. If you want to redo your bathroom or cabinet but don't want the mess of deconstruction, well, give them a call, and they'll give you a free estimate. Hart drops back to pass. He's feeling pressure, rolling out, fires. And that would have been incomplete anyway, so 2nd down and 10 for Satellite Beach. I mean, Hart was pressured immediately out of the gate. We'd also like to thank American Air and Plumbing. There's the toss. Cuts inside, cuts back outside. And that's number 20, that's Strider Kozark.
Ball carrier number 20, Strider Kozak, and tackled by number 24, Tyson Berry.
Number 24, Tyson Berry on the tackle. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 7 or 8. Hart under center. Hart's going to toss out there to Browning. Browning escapes a tackle. Browning will be stopped way short. May have just gotten past the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by number 77, Preston Newman.
And that was the quarter already? Wow. That quarter flew by quick, and guess what? It's 8-0 Satellite Beach on top as we go into halftime. What do we have planned for halftime? Absolutely nothing. Maybe I might get the PA announcer to go dance for you all at midfield. Who knows? All right, we will be right back with second half action in about 10 minutes. Psych, haha, psych, I fooled you. I fooled you. That wasn't the last play of the quarter. We have one more untimed down. Timeout called by Suntree Vieira.
Timeout, Vieira.
I don't know. All I know is a timeout was called, and therefore, I guess we're playing one on time down. So, haha, psych. Made you look, and we lost about 20 viewers. Okay, well. If something happens, they're going to come back and say, what? What happened? We're back. Psych, again. Hart under center. Two receivers. Browning near side. Hart fires a shot, and it's going to be nearly intercepted. Lincoln Keith nearly had him an interception.
Pass broken up by number 5, Noe.
Or check that. Check that. That was a number 5, Noah Martin. All right, now, I think now for sure we're at halftime with your score. Satellite Beach 8, Sun Tree Vieira 0. Now I'll see you back in 10 minutes. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Brevard Sports Network, and we got us a low-score defensive battle on our hands today. This is so far this is the closest game, and by close game I mean closest low-scoring game. That 10U game was absolutely, you want to talk about a thriller. Astronaut goes up by a touchdown, FLAGLER ties it. Astronaut goes up by another touchdown. FLAGLER ties it, scores 2 more touchdowns to go up by 2 touchdowns. Astronaut battles their way back with a minute 30 left in the fourth quarter. The Titans, on one play, boom, go back up, and then Astronaut puts on a heck of a drive and doesn't get the point after to tie it. Folks, I recommend if you go back and watch, you got some downtime this weekend, go watch that 11U game, that 10U game. I promise I can talk. I've only been up since 5:30 this morning. Here we go. Lincoln Keith on the carry. And it'll bring up 2nd down and about 1, or 2nd and 9. Well, we know John Taylor's here. And there's the end around to Teeter. Teeter didn't exactly like getting sandwiched like that. Can't imagine it feels good. I've never been completely folded like that, but it's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Hawks. First possession of the third quarter. Drops back to pass, fires over the middle, and overthrows his receiver. He had the matchup he wanted. And it's incomplete. And Suntree Vieira will be forced to punt. I'd like to welcome Ryan Kramer, Rich Hargraves, Allison Beltran, Kelly Ball all into the broadcast. They going to go for it here? No, okay. They're just talking with the oh, wow, almost got that one blocked. But a nice kick, and it will be down to around the 35, around the 35, I think. I don't understand how you can have goal markers so small over there on the sideline. About their own 37-yard line. Hart under center with 3 backs in the backfield. And that's going to be a false start. Paxton Robert. There's the handoff. There's number 20. That's Strider. Strider Kozak. No, that's stopped just short. I mean, look, that one you got to get the index card out for. Oh, the index card. Just when you thought you saw it all in the NFL. Hard under center. 2nd and 1 for Satellite Beach. Browning to the outside. Great seal block there on the outside. That's a first down, Satellite Beach. And I believe that was number 39. Chase Tennant got out there, sealed the edge, and allowed Browning to cut right back inside and pick up that first down. First and 10 from .46. There's the handoff up the middle, and he is just working his way up the middle. That was number 23, Alexander Laura with the carry. Tackled by a gang of Hawks. Hart under center. Hart is going to take it forward and keep it himself. And he'll get a gain of a couple yards. And that'll be enough for a Satellite Beach first down.
First down, Satellite Beach, number 13, Landry Hart.
Landry Hart there picking up much needed yardage. I'd like to thank American Air and Plumbing for their sponsorship of the Brevard Sports Network. Partnership we have with them, the sponsor of the Florida Tough Player of the Year. Last month's Florida Tough Player of the Month, check that, was Javen Boggs. And how could you deny him after what he did to those St. Thomas Aquinas? And there's the handoff, first back through. It's number 23, Laura. Waylon Perkins. Well, you know what? And there's a toss out there to Kozak. Kozak brought down in the backfield there by number 99, Zachary Gay. And number 77, Preston Newman, was also in there on the tackle. Hart on the toss to Browning. Browning trying to get to the outside, and beautiful shed. Beautiful shedding of the block there by number 24. That's Tyson Berry. Did you see what he did there, folks? He shed the block and still found a way to trip him up and make the tackle. And he did exactly as you coach. Extend, pull, go after the ball handler. Going for it, 4th and long here in Satellite Beach. I might be kind of questioning this. Toss to the outside. It's Browning on the run. Makes a man miss. And Browning will be stopped short. So it'll be 1st and 10, Suntree Vieira. So Coach Mick in there talking to his guys. Ron Ramsey in there. And right now what's happening is there are players that are not locked in, and coach is, if you're not locked in when you're in that huddle, coach is saying get out. You know, they always tell you on a sideline, you got to be ready. So you may not be in that starting huddle. However, if coach calls your name, you better be the first one. And that's what you saw a little bit of there. Coach called for somebody. He had to call 2 or 3 times. Ramos in the gun with Keith. Sidecar left. Steps up, fires, and he's got a reception. And that's a nice gain. Liam Mick on the reception. 2nd and 4 for the Hawks. This one's going to be about who can make the least amount of mistakes right here. Ramos in the gun sends Keith sidecar right. Drops back to pass. And he's got, oh, that's intercepted. Number 6 on the interception. Jack McLaughlin. And all McLaughlin did there is just read the quarterback's eyes. Ramos knew where he was going with the football from the moment he snapped it, and McLaughlin read his eyes. Great job. And Suntree Vieira defense running someone on late. Hart under center. Gives it to McLaughlin. And McLaughlin will get buried under number 72 on the tackle. Grayson Crowder on the tackle. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9. Drops back to pass. Hart surveying the field. Now he's going to tuck it under. Hart will get escorted out of bounds. There by number Landry Hart. Number 17 was one of the Hawks that was escorting him, Grayson Crowder. he had an entourage of Hawks kind of telling him either you go out of bounds or you're going to get hit. So Hart's like, you know what? I don't need to take an unnecessary hit. Hart with a toss, and the ball's on the ground. That was nearly disastrous for Satellite Beach. And he calls everyone back to the huddle. And a timeout. Check that. That's the end of the third quarter with your score. 8-0. Satellite Beach on top. We got us a barn burner, folks. Who you got? Who you got? Actually, better yet, let's make this more interesting. It's not who do you got to win. It's what player do you think wins it for their team. Well, let's have some fun here in the comment section. What player do you think comes up with the play that wins the game? Fourth quarter. Hart getting his play in from coach. Under center. Drops back to pass, rolling. He's being chased, he's being pressured. And what a sack. Preston Newman gets credit with the sack on a big fourth down play. Adam Franco, Aiden Flores tackles Mo Teeter to end the game. Beachside versus Beachside. All right, Franco. You wouldn't happen to be referring to Beachside 7v7 now, would you? Defense wins championship, and so I always got my nephew, Liam Mick. All right, all right, all right. Ramos steps up, fires, and it's caught! First and 10 for Suntree Vieira. That's number 18 on the reception, Robert Garentes. Well, you'll be happy to know that Lee has rented me from Allen for a few tournaments, so I'll be doing some broadcasting of 7v7 on the 7v7 page this year. Ramos steps, and nearly intercepted. Jack Stevens nearly has an interception. 8 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Coming up next, Suntree Vieira versus Flagler, 12U. Steps up, fires, deep shot, and it's nearly intercepted.
Pass is broken up by Satellite. Number 30, Luca Reynolds.
Luca Reynolds nearly had himself an interception. That's 2 picks that were both dropped by Satellite Beach players. Ramos in the gun. He's got number 24 in the backfield with him. Tyson Berry. And he's going to sling it out to, I believe that was a wide receiver screen to Lincoln Keith.
Ball carrier Lincoln Keith tackled by number 5, Jack Stevens.
Jack Stevens gets credit with the tackle. I'd like to thank Space Coast Resurfacing. Space Coast Resurfacing. Want to remodel your bathroom or remodel that kitchen, but don't want to demolish it and have all that debris? Why not just resurface it? Give them a free get a free estimate by giving them a call at 321-652-1103. Ramos steps up, fires, and nearly intercepted again. That's now 3 near interceptions.
Number 19, Landon Kearney.
All right, so on to punt. And there was an issue with the snap. And wow. At toss and handoff.
I was notified there might be a maroon Lexus with the trunk open. I don't know if you have a maroon Lexus. Maybe check, see if your trunk's open.
So 3rd down now for Satellite Beach. There's a toss to Browning. Browning cuts back inside. And he has himself a 1st down and then some. Down the sideline. Cash Browning into the end zone. Touchdown, Satellite Beach.
Touchdown, Satellite Beach, number 3, Cash Browning.
And on every big run Cash Browning has had, it's gone very similar. He goes to go to the outside. He finds one cutback lane, and he just hits it. He doesn't contemplate it. He doesn't dance. Takes that one inside step, gets through, touchdown. .541 left to go in the game. Currently 14-0 as the the 2-point kick is set to be kicked. Number 38. Kick is up and good by number 30. I don't have a 38.
Satellite Beach, kick is good. Number 30, Luca Reynolds.
Yep, 2 with the kick. And let me go ahead and get that up on the scoreboard before somebody tells me I didn't update my scoreboard. Whee! And it's now 16-0 Satellite Beach. And Suntree Vieira, 11U, came into this one undefeated. So here comes Ramos and the Hawks. Sends a man in motion, sends Keith in motion. Ramos dumps it off to Lincoln Keith, and Keith gets maybe a yard or two. They'll say he gained about a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 8. So the winner of this game will advance to the ECC Championship that's being held somewhere in Brevard County, location to be determined and announced at some point this week. But all I know is I can confirm it's in Brevard County. And play action. Ramos fires it up, and it's caught! It's caught! Teeter down the sideline! Mo Teeter! Touchdown! Suntree Vieira! On the tip drill. Ramos to Teeter. Now hold on, everybody. We got ourselves a ball game. 4:38 left to go. 16-6. Pending the 2-point kick. Adam Franco yells Mo into the chat. .438 left in the game. I repeat, 4:38 left in the game. Ramos on to kick. Snap is good. Kick, hold is good. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's 16-8, ladies and gentlemen. Way to stay concentrated, focus on the football. Nothing else mattered except catching that football, and then Teeter doing what he does, outruns everybody. 3 backs in the backfield. And they get Suntree to jump off sides. That's a free 5 yards. First and 5. 4:38 still left in the game. And they give it to the first back through. And he'll be stopped for about a yard. Alexander Laura on the carry. And that clock begins to tick. The defense has got to get a stop here. If Suntree Vieira wants to stay in this game, they've got to get it here. 2nd and 4. Hands it right up the middle, and he'll be dropped. May have lost a yard on the play. Third and 4. And this place is absolutely going crazy. There's the toss. Browning in the backfield. Browning trying to get to the outside. Cash Browning down the sideline. And Browning's got himself a first down and then some. Cash Browning. Cash Browning on that toss has been a monster today. That toss play has scored a touchdown for Browning from 40-plus yards out. And it seems like whenever there's been a big moment and they ran that play, Cash Browning either got to the outside or he found the easy cutback lane. The Suntree faithful still cheering as loud as they can. Hart gives it off to Laura. Alexander Laura, and he'll be stopped. Timeout, Suntree Vieira. They're going to try using the timeouts. 2:26 left to go in the game. .26 left in the game, and this has been one of those. You know, let's not forget the three interceptions in one drive that Suntree, Satellite Beach almost had. Does that come back to bite them? Or can the defense of Suntree Vieira make the stand they need? Matter of fact, Hart gets under center. And that's gonna cost them 5 yards. So it was 2nd and 10, now back up to 2nd and 15. Hart's going to toss. Cut. There's the cutback lane. And that toss was to number 20. That's Kozak. Strider Kozak. It's going to be 3rd and 13, 3rd and 12, with 2:16 left to go. Timeout, Suntree Vieira. So now comes the next question. Let's say you get a stop here. Do you call the timeout, or do you try to save that timeout for your offense? Here we go. This is a big 3rd down, 3rd and 12. Ball at the 36. There's the snap. Browning finds a cutback lane, and Browning stopped. Browning is stopped, and Suntree Vieira elects to call the timeout right now. Liam Mick on the stop. All right, well, you're right. Fine. Here, let me clear it up for the parent up here. Liam Mick cleaned up the tackle. You happy? That's what I was genuinely trying to be helpful. There, Liam Mick cleaned up the tackle. So Liam Mick cleaned up the tackle, and they're gonna keep the offense on the field. Browning in the backfield. This one's got to be a toss to Browning. Browning cuts upfield, tries to bounce back out, and tackled by number 3, Matthew Beatty. Matthew Beatty gets the stop when it was needed the most. Now, with a minute 58 left, 1:58 left to go in the game, can the offense matriculate the ball down the field? No, they don't. Ramos drops back, surveying, fires down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Number 0 is the intended receiver. That's Sebastian Steed. He heard the footsteps. I'd like to thank Space Coast Resurfacing. Fires to the sideline, and it's caught and pushed out of bounds. I didn't see who caught it. Liam Mick. We're on the reception. Ramos steps up, avoids the sack. And he's going to be hit in the backfield. They don't have a timeout to burn. Jack Stevens and Landry Hart both get credited with the sack. A minute 23 left. Ramos steps up, fires, overthrows his target, Mo Teeter. And it's going to be 4th down. And Satellite Beach calls the timeout because they want to make sure. They want to make sure they have everybody's on the same page. How did that get opened up? So it all comes down to the offense. Can the offense extend the drive? .103 left in the game. Wait a minute. Oh, that was 4th down. Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought that was 3rd down. And all they got to do is take another knee, and the Satellite Beach Scorpions win in a drama-filled game. And there it is. Satellite Beach will win 16-8. Absolutely. We have the 12 and 14U games coming up. In the 12U, it's Century Vieira versus Flagler, and in the 14U, it's Ja'Cory Mills and the Satellite Beach Scorpions taking on Derek Schmadicke and the Century Vieira Hawks. Absolutely.
You do a great job.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this and get ready for 12U action again. Your final score and advancing to the ECC Championship is Satellite Beach. Again, that game will be played, I believe, next week somewhere in Brevard County. See you for 12U action. Stay. This is the best football you're going to see right here.